Hello, this is Pete Pizzatello. I want to thank you for joining us today. I'm the Director of Marketing at CAST. I want to thank you for joining us with this industry analyst discussion with Kurt Bittner from Forrester on how to speed up your delivery to business. So let's get started with some introductions. Kurt, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yep. Kurt is a principal analyst at Forrester. He services the application development and delivery market space. He's a leading expert on agile and iterative software development approaches, specifically in the application lifecycle management space. He focuses on, and you'll see in his discussion, about the organizational and cultural shifts necessary to extract broader business value from our software development processes. Prior to Forrester, he's worked with several organizations, including the Ivar Jacobson International, where he was the CTO of Americas, and he worked for several years guiding Fortune 100 companies in their agile transformation journeys. He's also worked with IBM on the JAS platform strategy and worked early in the development of the Rational Unified Process, RUP process. He's also an accomplished author of several articles, reports, as well as 3 books, including The Economics of Iterative Software Development. Along with Kurt, we will have Lev Zokimos will be participating as well. He's the Executive Vice President of Strategy and Market Development here at CAST, and he's primarily responsible for CAST market development strategy, thought leadership, and product marketing worldwide. Lev came to CAST from SAP, where he was the Director of Global SME Marketing, and prior to that, he served on the Corporate Executive Board as one of the leaders of the Application Executive Council, where he worked with Fortune 100, Fortune 1000 companies to identify best practices. He's also worked with McKinsey as well as MITRE when he started his career.
Thank you all for coming today. And the topic that I wanted to talk about was, I think of this as dissolving the mud ball. And what I mean by the mud ball, we'll see later, and many of you, if you're familiar with the mud ball pattern, will know what I mean. Basically, we've got a desire in the industry to move at much faster cadences, much faster delivery cadences. But in many cases, we find that organizations are held back by their ability to move ahead the legacy applications. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. But essentially, as we look at the necessary conditions for faster application delivery, loose application coupling is one of those capabilities or one of those attributes that's essential for faster delivery. And in a sense, what we have with a lot of the older application code, it's very tightly coupled, very tightly integrated, which at one time was the paradigm for design. But we've now moved to a different kind of architecture. And in order to move faster, we've got to figure out ways to break those tightly coupled applications apart. So hence the mud ball metaphor. We're going to talk about a couple of different things. We'll talk about factors that enable increased application delivery cadence, one of them being loose coupling. I want to talk a little bit about what I call the shantytown effect. Other authors have talked about that as well, and that's basically a metaphor for how we got to where we are, and then some techniques for reducing application coupling. So in other research that I'm doing, we talk about many of the other factors that we'll speak about in a minute. But for this particular session, I wanted to focus in on the application coupling aspect and then drive deeper into some of the implications.